After a decent fall of rain on the previous afternoon and night, the last day of the COMEUP Extreme Winch Challenge started under scattered cloud, but at least the rain had stopped. The first of the two stages for Sunday would be something new. Held in the creek section of the Bylong Creek 4x4 park, the stage would be a timed section with teams not only having to negotiate the obstacles in the creek, but also having to avoid each other. The Stage 9 course was a return journey from one end of the creek to the other. This would mean that each team would have to pass every other team between the start and finish garage. Released at 1 minute intervals and with no winching required, it was on from the get-go. Paul Semmens and Nathan Mills in the GU Patrol were the last to start the stage and managed to get through relatively unscathed, despite a bit of a bump from the rathbones in the Toyota. After the little tap, they managed to get past the brothers and past the 60 series of Gorick on the return trip. They made up considerable time to be fastest and win the stage. It was starting to look like the further back in the order you started, the better you did. The Rathbones started the stage second to last and were on a mission to make up for the poor placing from Saturday. They wanted to make sure they improved on their sixth outright position that they started the day with. Rathbone also managed to pass Gorick at the end of the stage to finish in second place, which would help to elevate their final outright position. Pete Bannister in the Mavs started the stage in front of the Rathbones, third last. They finished third and a pattern had developed for the top three, but that's where the pattern finished. In fourth place was the Toyota 70 series of Redbeard Racing. Chris Cahill and Luke McNichol having a clean run and maintaining their second outright position leading into the last stage. Steve Howarth and Glenn Rogers in the GQ Patrol were also looking to improve on their outright position after Friday night's DNF. They'd made up 2 positions on Saturday and jumped from last place to 8th. But they wanted more, and a 5th position on this stage was a step in the right direction. But it wasn't enough to change their outright position, and they'd need a strong placing in the last stage to jump further up the leaderboard. Starting 4th on stage, unfortunately, Kevin Gorick and Justin Bailey were pretty much passed by everybody behind them. They were having a bad start to the day, and they finished the stage in last place. With only one long stage to go, it was looking like Team Ranga were unbeatable. They had a 45-point lead over Redbeard Racing, and realistically, only a DNF on stage 10 could ruin their day. The stage started with a reverse garage exit and into the gorge used for several of Saturday's stages. But unlike many of the other teams, Semmens drove the winch wall and was off to a brilliant start. A quick winch up the rock at the back of the course would further solidify their impressive drive. Followed up by driving the last of the winch sections, Semmens and Mills would dominate the field, winning 7 of the 10 stages and ultimately winning the event.
Today went really well. We had a bit of fun in the first gully, especially trying to pass the other cars and stuff in the first gully. That was a really good event. The last one, we had a really good run. We didn't have to winch, so it was really good.
Chris Cahill and Luke McNichol were consistent all weekend in their Toyota, and that consistency continued into Sunday with a 4th and 5th place on stage 9 and 10 respectively. They started the day in second outright, and that's where they finished, second outright, a great result. Pete Bannister and Tim Simpson were second in the Maverick on the last stage. They also managed a quick winch up the rock in the middle of the course, but they then needed to winch out of the gorge, and that was enough time lost to drop them just below Team Ranga. The second place on the stage was, however, enough to put them into third outright for the event. Matt Holgate and Isaac James had been doing well, but struggled for position on Sunday. They finished the final two stages in 8th and 7th. But their times from the two previous days was enough for a 4th outright in the event overall. The COMEUP XWC rookies, Stephen Reed and Alex Gordon in the 100 Series Land Cruiser, had been in 5th position after the first 2 days, but they also struggled on Sunday, and they would drop down a position to finish 6th outright. Overall, it was a great weekend of extreme winching. So make sure you catch the next round at the end of June at the Springs 4x4 Park in Queensland.